It's been a long time, y'all. We are back. Welcome to another episode of the For the Culture podcast, soccer podcast for us, by us. Talk about the intersection of black culture and soccer. You got your famous friends. Got your boy Grego here. You got TK on the ones and twos. We got a good show for y'all tonight. Thank you guys for listening to us on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all that good stuff. It's been a good month off, man. How you been, TK?
Been doing well, man. Been doing well. It's been nice to kick back and just kind of focus on nothing. Had a good Labor Day. I would have rather have been at the beach, staking the flag, getting some photos, soaking the rain, the sunshine, the salt water, all the good things. But just happy to hang out. Got to see my in-laws. So it's been a good break, man. Just been able to decompress. I think that's the key word here.
Cool. Well, we're not doing anything too heavy. We want to recap on things that we missed while we were gone. What happened? Champions League final. Messi tried to leave.
Everything.
Barcelona. And then here on the home front, Pity's gone. Gone.
The FL was like, we'll take it. I'll take that back. Thanks very much.
And, since Pity's gone, there's only one person that we could bring back for this episode. His Pity Martinez biggest fan. The door is knocking right now.
You said his name, Beetlejuice. Hey, I'm back, man. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Big Ringo, what is happening, man?
Man, what's up, everybody? Ringo, I'm the Ralph Tresvant of the group, my sensitivity, but I'm back, I had to come back and reunite with the boys when I heard Pity Martinez is taking his ass back. He's taking his ass out east, man. He's gone, man.
Oh, man, I was like...
You mean Nicholas?
I saw that, man.
Nicholas?
Oh, this guy, man.
Man, listen, I saw that thing. I was like, there's only one person. Like, we got to get Ringo back up on here. How everything been going, man? In summer, you've been schooling with the kids. You've been at home.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, doing the same thing all y'all been doing, man. Been in the house board, watching the MLS back tournament.
Top five.
Top five,
ish.
2020 is a wash. Yeah, 2020 gonna have that asterisk on it, man. It's gonna be like when Reggie Bush won that title, man. It's always gonna have that asterisk on it forever, man. 2020 is just that season, unfortunately.
Man, but no, man. Like it's been, it's been a good time off. Like I said, let's catch up on some things. Of course, I think the biggest thing. Globally, we went through like a whole 2 weeks of like, is Messi going to leave Barcelona? And, because of course we saw what happened with the Champions League. Of course, Bayern Munich ended up winning the final. This is like their sixth Champions League title victory. And I think, did we miss the 8-2? I think we did. So that 8-2. I don't think I've ever seen Barcelona get smacked like that. Like, ever. Like, I've been watching for like a good almost 15 years now, because it's going through like Ronaldinho, Eto'o, Xavi and Iniesta, Puyol, Messi, Neymar, Suarez, Henry. Ain't never got smacked 8-2. Got nowhere.
What did they say the last time Barcelona lost that bad was like in the 30s? I think they said it was like before the Common Era. So it was like no one really remembers that. So
back when Franco was beating their ass.
Yeah. So Barcelona, just like every club, they have to go through their woes, man. And it's what's interesting about world football today is that everybody has money now. TV deals are global. So like Barcelona always had that ability to attract players because they could write the blank checks. So it was like they can sign anybody and bring them in and make it happen. It's not as easy anymore. because these guys are like, you know what, I'm not about to go to the media circus that's down there. So it's like, why put up with that when I can stay in Germany and make the same amount of money and things like that? Right. So that's going to be the tough part for Barcelona. What is Barcelona's identity today?
Yeah, especially since the money is not as good as it used to be, and they're running low on cash, and like that was one. Like I thought that if anything, they would let Messi go just because hey, they need the cash. Like I said, they're running on fumes, and I think that if there was ever a moment to do it, it might have been now. Now, of course, nobody wants to leave on a note as sour as 8-2. But if you got to go ahead and cut bait, you got to go ahead and cut bait. Because it's not like he hasn't served his time, and like he's been a faithful servant of Barcelona since he was 12, 13. They brought him straight from Argentina, and so.
But see, I knew it was going to be weird when Messi had to go out there and promise a title to the fans. Like I was like, this ain't going to be their season. Remember the beginning of the season, Messi went out there, Camp Nou, and was like, yo, this is the year I'm going to bring a trophy back to the camp. And I was like, yo, that don't even sound like Messi. Like he's not that guy.
Well, he's never been that real vocal guy where it's like even though he got named captain and everything, like that's never really been his thing. Like even like Argentina, like it's never been like a big rah type of thing. I think it's been more so lead by example, which is cool too. But like when you got to try to galvanize people and motivate them and just pick them up, not everybody's does that type of deal that type of way. And I think. Of course, things were still close before COVID hit, and then after COVID, it's like Real Madrid just like bum rushed through everybody in La Liga and closed it up pretty quick. What you got, TK?
It's kind of mad. I wish you'd seen Messi leave that thing, but things don't always go as planned. He had to get on his soapbox, a little statement about the owner lying, essentially, that we're breaking his promise, I guess was his words. But I think it's just, I don't know, I'm just looking at it from the aspect of, or the perspective rather, that the world of football is missing a great thing with Messi not leaving Spain, to see him in another league would be just fantastic. And all credit to him, but you got to be considered the best, in my humble opinion. I think you got to do it in at least like 3 leagues. And I'm not saying Ronaldo has done that, but at least he's set the example of challenging himself continuously throughout his career. And, I see at least, I don't know, Messi's
I totally get it.
Trying to drag his team still to the top and like pedestal. So
it was exciting. I think Messi should have drug it out a little bit longer. I think he should have LeBron'd it. Like Messi should have like fucked with the media and been like on planes like in Manchester. Like Messi should have flown to LA. Like if I was Messi, I would have made Barcelona sweat. Like even though Barcelona had Messi by the balls because of that contract, I still would have been like, yo, like fuck, somebody about to pay. So I'm about to go. Yeah,
Man City was about this close. They was about this close to like, hey, we got a deal ready.
What was the release? What was the release clause for Messi? Like $900 million.
Like right around 800, and it's like because the courts ruled that he didn't exercise his clause in time, even though, of course, I think that's bullshit. They tried to just make sure that Messi didn't leave for free. And I think that if they were really about keeping it a whole buck, they would have still just said, hey, we understand you want to leave. We just can't let you leave for free, though. Like, we got to work something out to where we can at least get something back. Because, like, there's no way in the world you're going to let an all-time player like that leave just for nothing. Like, that would have been wild.
The romantic in me, like of football, would say that would be the right thing to do.
Right.
Messi was, a child of your academy. He's won you multiple titles and things like that. And it's like, hey, Messi, go be free. You know what I mean? And that would be like the nice
free.
Right. But, that's the younger me would have thought. But, like, as an adult, I'm like, man, it's economic.
Get your chips.
Yeah, it's like, get your money. So it's messed up. I was really excited. The Manchester City deal, just Manchester City flexing their muscles and saying, yo, we got it, was like, that should have fucking shivers up every Premier League team.
Because of course they got off with the financial fair play shit. So and I actually didn't even realize that they're actually not even enforcing it this year. So it's like, bruh, if ever a moment for that to happen, this would have been it. But we got one more year. Like he did do like the decision thing, like LeBron when he said he was going to come back. He had like the empty room with the interviewer. He was like, okay, I stay at Barcelona.
It's so anticlimactic, man.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, man, he scapegoated his kids in the process, and you can call it what you want, but that's exactly what he did. And that's a move you got to make sometime. The best of us know.
But there was one thing during while I watched the Champions League that we missed that I wanted to make sure that we touched on. Alphonso Davies. That bug, little brother blew up to the stratosphere against Barcelona. Like, for those of y'all who saw it, he had this one run going down the left. I mean, blew by, I want to say, at least 5 guys. Had a nice dribble, came all the way up to the line by the keeper, and then dished it off for assisting the goal. I was like, there's nobody out here that can run like.
Nah, man, there's a lot of young guys in MLS that could do that. Just looking for the opportunity on that global stage.
You know what? Ever since then, I've been paying more attention to our guy, our boy Bello, because like Bello be like, he got some wheels on him.
He shows flashes.
Yeah.
He's just undisciplined.
Yeah, of course, we'll get into that in the second half of the show, and but like you can see, like, I've definitely paid attention a lot more to the younger kids in MLS, because like you could definitely see where it's like they're taking more chances. And of course, Davies, he came up through Vancouver, and like it's crazy to really think about the fact that this kid's just 19. 19, like he just had his debut with the Whitecaps 3 years ago?
Yeah. 2016. Like 65 appearances, 8 goals. Like, he was just entering the game at that point.
Life is just starting.
Yeah,
bro. Like, that's just wild when you think about it. It's like you go from, of course, it's still pissing me off that he's a left back. The fact that he's just blowing up, and like I said, it's just a matter of 4 years. I'm like, you look at that, they pictured him as a kid. I'm like that was just a couple years ago. Like, it wasn't even like 10 years ago. No, it's like 3. Like, yeah, he's young as shit. Like, I think he still got his braces. Like he is a baby. But
I think he got the braces off. I feel like I saw them last year, but I don't know. I might have to fact check that one. Either way, huge congratulations to the kid. That's an astounding way to start your career, especially your first year at such a huge club as Bayern. That's just a great way to kick off your career. I think he can go anywhere after this.
That's exactly it, TK. He can go anywhere, and it's good that Bayern is successful right now, because you kind of look at Christian Pulisic. Everyone kind of compares those two. Those are up and coming stars, within the CONCACAF systems from Canada, United States. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, Pulisic, when Dortmund started falling, Pulisic started losing the opportunities. So, that's going to be pivotal for Davies' career in the Canadian national team, is that as long as Bayern's successful, he's going to continue to, shine. So It's good for CONCACAF, man. It's good for MLS. That's what I say.
And another good look for CONCACAF, our kid Weston McKennie, like, he's getting a loan this year at Juventus. Of course, it's Italy. It's Juventus. Like,
they have the option to buy, I think, as well. 14 mil or something. But that's great, man. There's a bunch of chess pieces, we could say, moving as far as American players are concerned within the greater span of Europe, especially this particular transfer window. So, that's just exciting to see.
Got all
I
this
think it
potential.
connects to like the young guys you were saying earlier, like how you feel like you've been paying attention, like folks like Bello could, potentially make that jump. They see now people from MLS who have made the jump and then now have achieved the success at the highest level.
Yeah. Got all this potential, and then we got to come back and play for the national team for
relax, man. Our time hasn't started yet. We give Berhalter.
It just came out today that qualifiers, they got pushed back to March. So we got a minute. So like, the players, they all got time to get healthy, inform, figure out their place on their teams, whether it's MLS or Europe. So hopefully, we'll see what happens. But there was, of course, in the meantime, Barcelona, they did hire a new coach, Ronald Koeman. He coached at Everton, Ajax, repping the Orange. Yo, I told y'all, like, now you're coming out with like the massive drip this year. This just came in the mail. Matter of fact, today. So, it looks as good as I thought it would. And yeah,
Greg, I think you missed that little plastic tag. It's the one that's poking. This is like right above the check. Yeah.
Oh, boo. Boo.
Yeah. They always stick you.
Walk them into that one.
But no, of course, we're still dealing with COVID, and right now Neymar got COVID in Ibiza. Mbappe caught COVID. Like,
nasty.
And mind you, Europe's actually at the point now where they're actually having international games again. So like they're moving forward, but of course that leads me to I think that we found the one thing to bring United and City together is chasing lemon during COVID.
Your boy got it.
Hey, man.
He got the Roni.
It's hard to turn down them Icelandic eyes. They just be looking at you.
Yo.
I'm going to add an effect right here.
So Phil Foden, Manchester City, and Mason Greenwood of Manchester United. Of course, they're playing right now with the England national team. At least they were. So they got sent home over the weekend because they tried to slide a little Icelandic. I don't know what ass is in Icelandic. So, but yeah, you try to get that ass, and it's like no, you're still sheltering, even though we're traveling. You're still sheltering.
This is a bubble.
Yeah. And they're kids. They're kids. That's the excuse that we're to give them. Like, they're kids.
Not a good look, man. If you're gonna be a professional. You can't use both excuses at the same time. They're kids, so they're professionals.
Like, I can imagine the DMs these young professional kids get. Like you can imagine what's in their DMs right now.
Just come through. Nobody would know.
Right? No, it's like boom, picture, and they're like, "Sure, come on, I'm in this hotel." I was like,
no, because like you heard about the guy who was playing for the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
Like, he got cut because he tried to slide in some booty up in the whole term. Like, he tried to dress her up as a whole ass player.
As a player,
I'm like,
bro.
How do we do that?
Cameras suck, and they still caught his ass.
They was like, "Come on, he's wearing heels. What are we doing?"
Like, is this something you want to tell us?
I know it's off topic, but man, respect the NBA, man. They are maintaining this bubble. Like,
they got families coming in now. They're making it work. They're making it work. Like more power to them. And they still nobody's tested positive. Nobody has raised a whole lot of trouble and shit. Like, they've done it right.
Saying we need a hotline.
I'm saying.
Tip off.
Right. Man, I'm telling the story
is that what the NBA did?
Yeah, they did. They said, "Hey, tell on each other." It's like, let someone know if someone's doing wrong. Yeah.
Hold on, did put a snitch on Dwight Howard? I think it was Dwight Howard. Like, someone's like, "Yo, like, You trying to go ahead and sneak some shit over here, man? Like,
Trying to
why
break
y'all
the
dry
bubble.
snitching, man? Why y'all dry snitching?
I break the bubble, man.
Hey, England, take notes. Take notes. That's
But
all
no.
I got to say.
And of course, I think I'll be remiss before we go on break. Harry Maguire, like, so did he get in a fight in Greece, or like what the hell? Like he just
Sounds like he definitely got upset. He definitely got kicked in the leg. He definitely tried to tell somebody that he was Harry Maguire.
I'm Harry Maguire. Hey,
the BR Sports animation is fantastic of that guy.
All I can just keep on thinking of there's a South Park episode with Russell Crowe and Tugger. Like, hey, you I'm fighting Negroes. But like we managed to, he's out of jail. We're still mostly healthy, even though like Pogba caught COVID. But I need to speak on behalf of Manchester United fans everywhere. I don't care what y'all say. That third kiss drip.
What?
Yes. Yeah. TK, you hear that?
Yes.
That drip. So
Now, mind you, we almost had a meltdown on Friday because we tried to come out saying, like, we going, for those of y'all who haven't seen it, y'all seen it on the YouTube, like they try to like have like the whole zebra pattern from like head to toe.
Oh,
and
with the socks. Yeah. They were like, alert.
Down to the socks.
We're not wearing the socks, guys.
I was like, we can't do that. Like, we'll never let that one down.
Man, honestly,
that kit is ugly. It only looks good on black people. Like I've been looking.
You have to have the right swag for it. You have to have the right swag.
Listen, I have been looking all over social media, and white people look nuts in it, and black people's like, okay,
yeah, we can do it.
It's like,
we can do
okay.
it.
White people look nuts in the zebra print.
The only white guy I've seen that actually does anywhere near close to it is Beckham. I'm like, but most people ain't Beckham. So there you go.
Nah.
This is like tatted head to toe.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need a full sleeve for it to work. Other than that,
you need double probably a little something coming up the neck, more than likely.
Right.
And that's about the only way it's going to work. Otherwise,
one piercing.
You need to be black.
Nike intentionally, I'm not going to say intentionally, but intentionally, they placed the ads or the people for those third jerseys pretty well. They knew who looked better in that jersey, who was going to appeal better. They used the culture for sure in this case. But honestly, man, I think they kind of fucked up all across the board, or I almost say fucked up, but like it just wasn't their best. I was having this discussion with someone else earlier this afternoon, and like, why can't they do something along the lines of, even if they're gonna say this is someone's job, Nike, go design like 10 kits and then present them to the club to choose. Like, why can't there be some sort of funnel where you have a fan submission and then you have votes, or you have even just fans voting on what the finalists that the designers have already.
So you're saying they should be calling me for my culture drops and just saying, hey, go ahead, just pull up.
There's tons of people like you who are talented and who will, design different styles of jerseys and things of the nature. So
it's because these companies are lazy. They work with the same firms. We're going to see this same kit in MLS in the next 3 years. It's going to be like a Vancouver Whitecap kit. You know what I mean? So it's just laziness, and it's just entirely too much liability and stuff like that to get fans to design things.
Trust and believe, because like while we've been on break, my jersey game's been restocked, so y'all gonna see some new stuff while these next few weeks. We're glad to be back. But yeah, are you repping Crystal Palace this year, TK?
No.
The conflicted side.
So like I'm on the Chelsea chat earlier today. We're discussing this. It's a pretty ugly kit, but the thing is, like, we had like an inclination that it would look something along the lines of this from the leaks earlier in the summer. But the thing is, if you go back into history, and this is probably across the board with most clubs, you'd probably think that the design 20, 30 years ago, it was kind of shit. Like, that wasn't really great. You know, Umbro really wasn't hitting, or whoever wasn't hitting. So with that being said, who knows how we're going to feel about this in 20 years? I'm open to that.
And that's exactly why I probably will end up getting that United case. Like, it's going to be a collector's item. Like, hey, remember that one year we went Wild?
No. I disagree. I totally disagree, because the difference, huge difference between now and 20 years ago from this point in time currently and 20 years in the future, looking back on this point in time currently, is that the produced number of jerseys is totally going to be unproportionate. You're going to have knockoffs from China, Thailand, Sri Lanka. I mean, it's going to be rampant. And then you're going to have what the club puts out.
This one's got the numbers in the print.
it won't matter. Like 20 years ago, it was only Umbro putting that out. There were no knockoffs. So if you found that one of 5,000, that was it.
Oh, good.
It's going to be one of 50,000 this time around. Yeah.
Till this day, I'm still looking for a Where's Waldo U.S. soccer kit, like U.S. national team kit. Like, the Where's Waldo kit, man. I loved it.
Yeah. Yo, like, I think looking back at that, well, especially like that one, and I think the away jerseys that came out that year with the blue and the white sleeves. Like, at the moment, I wasn't that crazy about it, but then like looking back and seeing what Nike's done since then, it's like, I should have gone ahead and got that one.
Yep.
Had a little bit of foresight.
So Nike is teasing us. So they have a Nike. They have a dry fit shirt. Looks just like the Waldo junk, but it's a dry fit shirt. So it's just like, man, they know that people want it and they playing with this, man. But I like Chelsea's kits. I like both of them. I like the 3. I think they're missing the opportunity to get a Chance the Rapper doing some sponsorship with them. Like, like the 3 on it is dope, and like the red and white, like it's different.
It's all fun and games until they get beat 3-0, and it's like how many games y'all today?
Oh, that's gonna suck the first game. Y'all lose 3-0. That's gonna be rough.
Oh, we've already had that.
We've already done it. That was thanks to the early premiere of the jersey for the end of the league. But I do think what's gonna be funny is, like, obviously Chelsea's moving boulders this summer transfer window. And the thing is, that 3 that everyone's making fun of and enjoy while you can now, it's going to become a iconic jersey because we're going to win trophies in it. Like,
we're gonna get on that next week because of course the season starts this week and next week
season starts on Monday for me.
But
no, you're absolutely right. No, it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be a slow start. Crystal Palace is making moves right now. They got actually Everton, bogey team of the year, calling it right now.
Okay. But yeah, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna pay a quick bill. I'm gonna get my damn plug from my damn laptop. But yeah, we're gonna talk. Ringo's favorite player. We're gonna talk about the home team. So we'll be right back. Stay with us. And we are back. So, Ringo.
What's up, man?
It's good to see your face. Like, you got a nice camera and everything now. Like, you done made upgrades.
I went and put makeup on for this moment, man. I've been waiting for this day that the Pity experiment is over. I'm happy.
So let's rewind real quick because of course you've been gone during the summer. You missed the Boer leaving, and now Pity's gone. Like, who would have thought, given all the bullshit between those two the past year and a half, they end up being both gone like basically like within a month of each other. Like, this is we had all this smoke and then suddenly.
Listen, you gotta respect the balls. I don't know how to say it in England. The balls of Darren Eales to orchestrate this, and it's like you bring in Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer kind of came in. He wasn't the guy that you wanted, but he came in with a pedigree. He came in coming from the Ajax system, so we thought we was going to get some of that, and it was going to be amazing. And then we had Pity come in, South American Player of the Year. I was hoping it was going to be a playmaker to kind of fill in the void that Almiron was leaving. And having both of them come in and it just didn't click. And Darren Eales is saying like, "Yo, we gotta let it go. This isn't who we are." And like he said, it was like they came in, we were successful with them, sort of, but it just wasn't it. So let's let them leave and let's continue with the Atlanta United chapter 3, 4, wherever year we're in.
So I'm giving you the spotlight here.
Yeah,
this is your moment here. What has been your assessment of Pity during these last year and a half? Like I said, this is your boy. This is your pet project here.
Yeah. So Pity Martinez, man, he was the guy, man. He was a high school star, and his small town, small D1 school. He had all the reports talking about him, things like that. He was going to be like the next Tom Brady. He gets into a D1, SEC team, and like he just can't throw the ball. Like he's like he doesn't have the arm that everyone thought he has. He's always getting sacked in the box, and it's just he just wasn't that guy. And that's what Pity Martinez was like. And you look at his career in Argentina. Yeah, he was successful, but it was where he was at what made him shine. I used to have a manager that said like, "Yo, what do you call the white speck on shit?" It's it's still shit, but it just stands out a little bit more. You know what I mean? And that was Pity Martinez. He just wasn't that good of a player. And then he came into MLS and he just wasn't quite. He was in his head the whole time he was here. I
actually do firmly agree with that.
And he never, like in my opinion, he never really gelled with the team. Like when like all the players prior years, especially the South American players, they all hung out together. They kind of had a click. And Pity really never kicked it with them like that. So it seemed like he never was part of the team, and he was always in his head, and it was just constantly just failure after failure with Pity Martinez. Yeah, like everyone says, like, yeah, he won us the U.S. Open Cup. I appreciate that. That's amazing. He was part of the Campeones Cup winning team. That was huge. But the thing was, the amount of money that we paid for him, he just never stepped up to the consistency stepped up. And that was a problem with it. Like the amount of $15 million, you got to be consistent.
Yeah.
And he was just as consistent as Barco.
Yeah, because he might be on the way out as well. Fiorentina and Sevilla's been chasing him. But I look at it like this. I think that at the end of the day, I think we sold Pity on the idea of Tata Martino. And I don't think that, and that goes to show you like what happened with Tata kind of caught everyone by surprise, because if you go back to 2018, the rumors about Pity were coming even before the season even ended. Like before, even our podcast started, like they was like, "Hey, we already got our replacement for Almiron coming. Like we got it lined up." And then next thing you know, playoffs hit, just like, okay, Tata's leaving. And I think that the deal was already done. And then you sell the guy on one thing, he gets here, it's like, who the fuck this? Who this?
Yeah.
and just having to gel, you're having to sell him now on the idea of, okay, you're not going to get Tata, you're going to get De Boer. He's done well in Europe, in some places, but he's kind of regaining his name as well. And I do think, especially with how the home team has done since they started back up, I think it's made more clear that the team sucks. I mean,
we sold a lot of our team to make sure that we were able to have Pity, Barco, and Joseph Martinez on the pitch together at all times. So we had to free up. We're a salary cap league. We had to get rid of a lot of players to make this happen. The problem is, though, like you just said, Frank de Boer style of play just didn't match what these players played at. So it just, what the tactics that he was trying to get done, it just didn't work.
Yep.
And, and to the simplest thing, man, you never want to be the guy that replaces the guy. Like, you look at every sports team in history, like, managers as well as players. Frank de Boer was required to replace Tata Martino. Tata won us a trophy. So everything Frank did was going to be is going to be under a microscope. Right. Pity came in, and the media, it's the club, honestly, the club's fault for trying to compare Pity and Almiron. So everyone was thinking Almiron was so flashy. He did this, and he ran that until the last ounce of him just to get to that last ball. And when Pity didn't do that, everybody was like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who does he think he is?" And and that was the failure on both Pity and Frank de Boer. And they're gonna have to look in the mirror at themselves and be like, "Oh, but who knows? He may go over to Saudi Arabia and light it up."
Yo, he about to get mad out in Saudi Arabia. Like, if nothing else, he's gonna go over there to he got sold to Al-Nassr for $18 million. I think he's about to make like 6 times what he was making here. Like, yep. I'm pretty sure that within 2 years he'll be back at River Plate, and he'll have a stack for his family, and it'll be good for him. But I think in the end, I think it made sense to go ahead and do it now, because with the way the season was going, it's not like, especially at his age, I think he's 26, going on 27. He's not, his value is not going to get much higher than what it is right now, given how things are going.
It's Petering.
And plateau. Hey man, I can't even remember if I said it on the pod or not. But the thing about Pity is he had the promise, much like the analogy that Ringer gave, and to a D1 quarterback. Did all the right things growing up, was always the star, but couldn't put it on the performance on the field when he got to the spot to replace the guy, to be the man. And the thing is, ever since then, his entire time at Atlanta United, he's only been a spurtsy player at best.
It really has.
That can't be your DP. That can't be the South American Player of the Year. You can't walk around with those titles on your back and perform in the manner in which he did. And then on top of all that, to just like, his icing was just like petulance. And I can't get down with that, man. I couldn't be happier to see the back of him. Honestly, I'm getting a little fed up with Barco, but that's not even going to illustrate my point, is the fact that Pity had zero place he could go as far as his ascension. From what he's done in South America to what he did in MLS, there's absolutely zero place to go. And I couldn't, there's no way he would have went to any of the top 5 leagues in Europe. So for him to get
could have, but it wouldn't have been where he wanted to go.
Honestly, dude, I don't think that there's U.S. youngsters that I think they would have picked up before they did Pity. Straight up.
Agree.
True.
I agree. And like TK, like you're saying with Pity, his attitude here in Atlanta was like, he was always like, I'm better than this. I'm better than being here. He's like, he treated Atlanta like it was a pit stop. You know what I mean? To get to where he wanted, and he never came into, like, Almiron came through kind of with the same intentions. Compare both of them, their legacy. Almiron was like, yo, I'm trying to get to Europe. Yo, I'm about to go light it up in Atlanta. And he did that. Exactly. And Pity didn't do that. Like, Pity wasn't smiling. He was always angry. And like I said, like, he threw temper tantrums. He threw fucking 27 years old throwing temper tantrums. And it's like, bro, you got to, like, he ended his stint at Atlanta United, 54 games, 11 goals, 14 assists. So it was okay. He had an okay career in Atlanta.
But I mean, he never gave himself to the people, though. You could see, Joseph has temper tantrums. Like, LGP had temper. A lot of players have temper tantrums on the field. Whatever, have at it. But it's how you give yourself to what you give back. It's not only what you
one
give
thing
out.
When it's because, like, of course, they used to always talk about like how Joseph used to just rip his ankle tape off before he'd even like leave the pitch if he ever got subbed off. But you never had to question his effort. Mm-hmm. And I think that with Pity, it was always like, yeah, like, you're mad and everything, but you're not really going all that hard. Like, you're basically keeping it 70, for the majority of the time that you're on the pitch, and you want to, and you wonder why people aren't giving you the kind of love that they would for shit, people still give love for Assad. He was only here for 1 year. Like,
right.
bro,
I mean, look at Jurgen
he,
Damm. He's like just posting pictures in front of like Atlanta, like Staples, and people are like showing him more love than pity, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know we'll get into it, but Dom, he's that guy. He's the third guy. He's like, all right, we hated the second guy so much. I think Dom his agent is really good because he's doing the good things that people are like, I really like this guy. It's like, I want to see what he does and things like that. And
you can tell he wants to be here.
Yeah. But see, Dom's taking the Almiron approach. He's like, I'm going to be here for a shorter period of time and to get to where I want to be. You know what I mean? So I'm going to light it up or do what I can so that people love me. So, pity, it just happens, man. Every club has that one player that, what is it called? The fade to the light, man. It's just that.
Yep. We chuck them deuces to pity and we move on.
But to where? What do we move on to? Like, what is Atlanta's identity?
Barco.
We had to figure it out over season. Hey, like we lost to Orlando, bro.
Brooks Lennon, like Brooks Lennon's the future.
Nah, man, he's a side piece too.
So while we were gone, and shit actually still holds up. Orlando doesn't win in front of fans because they finally beat us, but it was in front of nobody. And then we went back down to Orlando. They had fans down there, and they gave it up at the last minute to us. Hey, Orlando, I'm just saying, no fans.
Something going on here. I mean, we did lose to Orlando, but just in that perspective for the scope of MLS and like that rivalry, man, like there's really nothing in it. Like obviously Atlanta's in a huge transition year. Orlando is in the beginning of a building year, so they're now starting to see the pieces that they've added to their team start to actually accumulate something.
We talked about it in the tournament, Correa, he came from Dallas. Like, he's done well with what's there. And like, I think that, of course, he went through like Jason Christ and Heath up in Minnesota. He was their first coach. Like they went through coach after coach after coach.
Twice, right?
I think so.
I think they brought him back.
And like each time it was like it wouldn't get right. I think they finally have found someone that has given them the type of foundation that they need. And you're not doing half bad. Like we got to call a spade and be like they're actually progressing and for once. And and we're the ones trying to figure out what's going to happen in the off season because the way things are right now, I think we're going to be looking very different come next year. But before we wrap up here, go up to down, of course, we had to hit the racism counter while we were on break. Lloyd Hansen up in Real Salt Lake. This dude fucked up so hard he got to sell the team. Like,
hey, you really want to know what this is? Because like there's lots of people like him fucking up to that degree. But I'd like to just really, really like I'll damn near dedicate this up to the Athletic and the reporting there because that's where this really all stems from, to be honest.
Yeah, because they uncovered it wasn't the racism that's what made him go. It was the sexism and misogyny is why he's gone. Because if he was just like, man, these Negroes, banana peel, if he did that, they'd be like, man, he's old. This is Salt Lake. Yeah, it's Salt Lake City. There's like 0.2% black people. But then he starts talking about women and they're like groping women in the office. That just don't fly, man. It's not in Me Too too. It's like Me Too 2's going on right now. It's like this. Yeah, so
it's
my bad, man. I know the vibe has changed on the podcast.
Oh no, but no, I think it's one of those things where
spade.
Exactly, and it's one of those things where because like I saw what happened there, and like I don't know if you guys have been watching everything's been happening with the Washington football team. They wanted to be FC so bad. I know they did.
They did. I bet some club, some Sunday league club owns Washington FC, and they were like, it's not worth the fight. It's not worth the fight.
But that guy, the paralegal, wherever, was about the 100 domain names.
But no, like, because Dan Snyder, he's dealing with the same thing. Like, that like they got people, the cheerleaders especially, they've been accusing him of basically they've been making like private calendars for him allegedly, and that they were like escorts for season ticket holders. Like I don't see how when they rename this team and it's the Red Tails or Red Wolves or whatever, I can't see how he's mad. I realize, hey, we actually got to be proactive and get this guy out of here. And like, mind you, I think that the reason why he able to do it up there because it's Utah. It's not like DC or Atlanta where there's a whole lot of black people around to kind of check that shit. It's like you thinking, hey, I can get away with this up here because it's basically just white people out this way.
Man, he's living real life Westworld.
Yeah, literally.
That's where they shoot it. It's shot out there, literally. Right. He's like, I'm good with the people. I know the director.
That's a good one.
But yeah, like he that had to go. So like now he's got to sell Real Salt Lake, the USL team, and also the Utah Royals as well. So
get the bug out.
And I'm just putting this bug out here right now because it's Salt Lake City, not the biggest market out there. I would not be shocked whatsoever if they're going to have to make a firm commitment to try to keep those teams there. Otherwise, they're like, you mean I can tell me I can go get a team out in Vegas real quick, bro?
Mm-hmm. So
listen,
what's the bag again?
Listen, Don Garber, the board of MLS, give the team to Josie Altidore's group. We need black ownership in this league. You guys want to be the Black Lives Matter shirts are cute and all, but actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely. That's why I can't get I can't get down with that. I'd love to support the movement and what they've shown as far as Black Lives Matter, but for me, I have to actually see some sort of action where representation is being installed into these places.
Especially
see that a $25 shirt is just $20 in your pocket, and $25 out of mine.
And that actually
brings a really good shirt, though. It's a really nice shirt.
It is.
Cool.
It is. Grego, you got it right.
Yeah. I think Rigo has it as well. Yeah. And I'll bring it up. Like I said, I've been shopping, man. I've been shopping. But that actually does bring me to my first down and two ups down. But before we get up in that, did want to make one major note regarding the passing of T'Challa, Black Panther. He who passed away 2 weeks ago from stage 4 colon cancer. Man, it's crazy like how you never know what people are dealing with. And I think the last few times that people saw him out in public, his last public appearance was the All-Star weekend for the slam dunk contest, looking mad skinny, hair is kind of all over the place. And obviously he wanted to keep that private for his own personal reasons, and I totally accept that. But I think given the kind of impact that he had, I would have loved for him to have seen that type of impact that he had on the culture, because that was so far beyond just Black people. To basically have like the biggest movie out there ever. People not thinking that you could that you can get behind the all Black cast, that you can have a Black director. Like, he changed the actual game. And to hear that he was fighting the battle for 4 years, like, and given the amount of movies that he actually made in that time, Five Bloods, 42, the James Brown movie. I actually watched another one the other night, Message to the King.
Message to the King, 12 Bridges. Like, he was making films with cancer.
Yeah. And those don't include any of the Marvel films.
Yeah. And you got to think about the other things that the films or pilots that like he did that just didn't get out yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They may have scrapped. But it's, Greg, sorry to cut you off.
no,
It's
fine.
like, if No Excuses was a person, was him. Like, we're all
Literally.
tired. Like, we all go through it, man. We're like, man, I don't want to do this. And like him passing made me think about things like that. It's like, man, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't want to do that. And he still did this and became a cultural icon when he was fighting for his life. It's crazy, man. A testament to him and testament to his camp, man. Like, not once did this leak out.
Yeah.
Right.
Not
Day
one.
one,
Like, in this day and age, like, things leak all the time, and no one knew. Like, directors he worked with, Ryan Coogler. It was like he had no idea he had cancer.
Yeah. Like,
He's
that
like,
just blows my
every day.
mind. That blows my mind that they were able to keep it that tight, especially, in the last year or so. Cause like, even like in all the tributes that they've done since then, like you can even see it, like even when you look back at it now, like it started to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's like I said, like he has his own reasons for, keeping that intensely private, but just the amount of work that he was able to do and just give to, and be that giving in spite of all that, like that's incredible. Like,
Yeah, man. We can definitely all take a lesson from that.
Because that's what floored me in just in the immediate aftermath of that. Just that, like he did Black Panther. Of course, he only had a little bit up in Avengers Endgame. It's like, and then of course you think about all the other movies that he did. It was like, how in the world did he manage to keep that a secret, given that workload? Like that's just
And juggling a family life.
yeah.
Being a regular human.
Yeah.
Sad,
Like,
man.
It's incredibly unfortunate. Just 43. Like we're not that far off in age, and it's just like, man, like that just hits you hard. It hits you hard.
Man.
Much love to all his family, all his friends, and everybody that's been affected, by his passing. Because that was a hard one. That was a real hard one. But getting back into two up, two down. The first one being, like I said, there's still more crazy. Of course, Jacob Blake. It's like it's crazy, like how we went from Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and you kind of cap off the summer with Jacob Blake, and we did all the tributes, we did all the kneels, we did all the T-shirts and armbands. We still getting popped. And November can't get here soon enough, but at the same time, shit has to happen. Like it's like we can't afford to wait till November because we're still getting shot. We're still getting killed.
Might not make it to November.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, here in Georgia, they're about to arrest 100,000 people for potentially accidentally double voting because of absentee ballots. They said these people did it intentionally. So it's like, who are they coming after?
I mean, the man told North Carolina to go ahead and vote twice, just to make sure. I'm like, it's like, the shit is just wild. But let me get on something positive real quick. England and Brazil, they announced last week that moving forward, men and women on both national teams getting equal pay.
What?
And still waiting on the U.S.
You guys
be waiting.
yeah, right.
For shit to change in the USA.
You know what they say?
All rights reserved.
But yeah, like I'm actually very surprised that Brazil made that move because like there's been a lot of talk that they just did support for women's soccer down there just was probably never going to happen. And of course, we saw last year at the Women's World Cup, Marta, basically pleading for, for that next generation to thrive and move forward because, she can't carry it forever. And like I'm hoping that, with this, they'll be able to, progress the women's game and more women will be able to get involved and maybe they might finally get a World Cup win. You never know. So that way you have both the men and the women doing their thing. But good on them. Just still waiting on the U.S. to get right.
Catch on up with the rest of the world.
And last thing for me, St. Louis. Of course, that was another thing that came up. They announced their team name while we were on break. You got St. Louis City SC. Logo's a little funky and everything, but that's kind of besides the point right now.
SC.
But
can't wait for those chants.
Right, you already know it.
But
I've already followed 3 YouTube pages, just waiting on them to post.
But as usual with most teams that move up from USL to MLS, this means that in this case, there was a separate USL team, and that they're going to be shutting down after this season. Hey, just so y'all know, we did a Pro Rel episode while we were on break. It's coming.
We did it. I tuned in. It was amazing.
We did it. We ain't dropped it yet, but it's coming. So we drop it next week. I'm not sure, but yeah, I really want to get to a point where if USL is really serious about building their own product, they need teams in MLS markets. There's just no way around it. I think from a marketing standpoint, from a viability standpoint, if your biggest market is like basically Tampa or Memphis, your ceiling's only going to be like right here, and you got to get into the New Yorks and LAs, and because it's not like you're having to fill up 20,000 seat stadiums. Like you barely got to fill up 10,000 seat stadiums. Like if there is room for both in this ecosystem, and hopefully, this type of stuff, stops happening, and USL is allowed to thrive, and not just basically just once MLS comes, it's like, okay, it was nice, we out of here. Like we have to do better. If USL is serious about growing, they have to put their big boy pants on and say, hey, we deserve a spot here too, and hopefully that moves forward. Like we had a big debate on the socials with Jason Davis and a bunch of other people. Got up in all that, and there has to be room for both worlds to coexist. It can't just be.
There you go. There's got to be room.
Yeah. Not in America, guys. It's only room for one top dog.
And top dog's fine, but it's like we used in the pro episode. Like you could still have one big team in one city, and then have like a bunch of smaller teams in the area. And you never know what might happen to those smaller teams. Like one might grow and be big and everything. But
do they do that in London?
Yeah.
Like
So I've been told. Crystal Palace, aka Chelsea.
Hey guys, we fought a war against those countries for a reason. Okay,
can't go back now. I'm not changing my ideology for shit.
But, it's America, damn it.
That's actually the problem, though. You were saying there's got to be room, just to highlight that. But the ideology's got to change along with that to allow there to be room.
Yeah,
exactly. Let me hop off my soapbox and let's get the superstar Ringo up on the board.
Oh, let me see if I still remember how to do this. All right, so
say it's your thing.
I know it's been a while. All right, so my up, I would like to say my up would be. I want to shout out to, we talked about it in the pre-production, Lovecraft Country. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but HBO has done a good job with 2 shows with The Watchmen as well as Lovecraft Country of being able to explain and educate white people on Black history by using science fiction and, superhero shit to explain to them. So what's dope about Lovecraft Country is they talk about sundown towns and they talk about the Green Book, the Travel Green Book. So like if you are a fan of this show, you pretty much know what those things are. If you don't know what they are, just do your Googles real quick because they are how Black people were able to survive in Jim Crow America and being able to avoid towns and to go to places where it's safe haven. So it's dope. It's a good show. The cast is amazing. I love it. My second up is I want to shout out to Oakland Roots. Like they were able to kind of survive with Nisa is a smaller club. Yeah, I mean, Nisa was a smaller league, 4th division, 5th division, however we want to call it in U.S. soccer. And they were able to leverage their brand and get kind of a global recognition. And now they're announced they're going to be going to the USL Championship, which is good. And it's good to get another, sports team in Oakland that the people can get behind, which is awesome to hear about. Greg, you kind of touched on it. I'll double up on the downs with, police brutality. It's the media. They're gonna constantly keep showing black people getting gunned down, police between now and November. It's gross. But it's smut. It's snuff films, and they continually will show it to black people, and they'll show it to everybody just to get everybody riled up for election day. Like, be smart about it. Donald Trump has nothing to do with the police officers that are shooting, unarmed black men and women in this country. Local politics is what's important. You got to show up for local politics. Showing up for the presidency has little to do with your life. So, it's bad that the media, uses the death of black people to sell toilet paper, but that's kind of what we've fallen into in this country. And my second down is that Manchester United jersey. That shit is ugly as hell. And I can't believe Manchester United fans are trying to let people think the shit is drip. That shit is ugly as hell. And you can see it on Rashford's face. He is so embarrassed to wear that shit. And Rashford, man, listen.
What that American Psycho kid.
Listen.
Hey, mind you, it's bloody drip, but it's drip nonetheless.
Listen, Rashford, I know you're a fan of this show, man. Just come to Arsenal, man. Like, you'll be loved here, man. Just they won't put you in zebra stripes. That's it. TK, take it away.
Well, I'll run on the back of that, man. If we're down at things, it's really got to be. I think the Chelsea third kid takes the cake as far as things to be upset about. As ugly as the Manchester United third kid is, it doesn't compare to how those colors ruin.
At least you could drip out the United. I don't know what you can do with that Chelsea one. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I got to cut the pinstripes. You know what I'm saying? No, it's kind of crappy. No, my up is going to be transfer season, man. We got Kai in, so brother Kai is home now. He's home.
But can y'all get a keeper though? Yeah,
actually, his name is. It's actually going to be a beautiful thing if it works out. His name is. Damn, I forgot his first name actually. His last name is Mendy, but he's actually got this great story, man. He didn't go pro until like 24. It's very kind of parallel to Vardy. In the lower leagues, worked his way up to promotion, was the second keeper. So I'm just looking for a storybook. To a trophy as far as this season's concerned, man. So I'm really looking forward to the bogey teams this year. I mentioned Everton earlier in the podcast. They're making moves real quietly.
Thomas.
So yeah, got to support the Colombians as always. So I wish James the best. Hopefully he lights it up. I had trouble picking some fantasy players, and had he already been confirmed with his loan, I would have maybe selected Calvin Lewitt. Lewitt.
Yeah,
but they're the winger for Everton. So it would have been a nice thing. Other than that, man, I'm just shout out to everyone living, enjoying the summer. Hopefully we get some fall weather to cool things down. COVID is still a thing, folks. So that's always going to be a persistent down. Here in the house of Peacemanson here.
Well, one quick thing on that note. Y'all know about the Sturgis bike rally up in North Dakota?
Man.
Like they said like that forest people were still going up there this year for the bike rally. So they contributed to over 250,000 cases this year. Like that was not even a month ago. Like
no surprise.
Everybody up there not wearing masks and just acting reckless as hell. Like, especially,
I mean, that's the name of the game, man. Honestly, like I was gonna go get a test. I waited to go get my COVID test until after Labor Day because I knew that there was gonna be, of course, spikes across the country. So you just gotta protect yourself, man. But shout out to that leads me into my up. Shout out to this company called Pixel, Pixel. They provide next day COVID testing, so you can order from them. It will arrive to the address of your choosing the following day, provided that it's not a Sunday, and then you can ship it back via a FedEx Dropbox. They provide you with the postage, and you get results in like 2 more days. So I just implore everyone to just be safe, man. Be smart. I know people want to see their families and stuff. This weekend was the first time I actually got out and saw anybody. So I went hung out with my in-laws, and that was nice to kind of get back to what life is like normally. So I can't get down with the Trump parades and the bigger social gatherings, and no, I won't be at any matches.
The one that sunk.
All boats matter, TK. All boats matter.
Hey, that's exactly how I feel. Exactly how I feel. I'm sorry that you had an incident there, but I just implore you to go get tested. Shout out Pixel after hanging out and doing all your recklessness. If you're gonna be reckless, at least try to cover your ass.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, man.
Cool. Heads up on everybody on going to ftcutd.myshopify.com. Working on some new designs. Everyone that's been making orders last month. The vendor is finally back online. So name said they're about to get printed up and picked up this week and get them out to everybody. August was a crazy month on that end, but we're finally getting everything back online. But of course, we keep on making orders on that. Shirts, like I said, we should have the new designs hopefully like another week or two. I've been working on that. We actually have some hopefully have some big news next week as well. And of course, next week we'll talk about the EuroLeague starting back up and what's
season opener. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Also, let me tack on real fast. September is National Suicide Prevention Week. So it's going to be starting the 8th to the 14th. So just shout out to people. We want to make sure that we're checking on our friends, checking on our family.
Exactly.
We talked about this. Grego had a personal situation that he talked about a week, 2 ago, or when before the pod broke. That is. So just make sure you're checking on your people. Make sure you're taking care of your mentals, and make sure you tell somebody you love them. Like spread positivity. Three compliments. As opposed to being a negative Nancy. So even if you're having a shit day, try to find some positivity within that. And, I implore everyone to do that and look out for their friends and family.
And that also includes people using their social media to bully up on people, even though they don't agree with them. That energy can be used so much more positively in other ways. But man. Of course, glad to have you back on the show. This week, man. Like, where can the people find you?
Hey, y'all can follow me at the Ringo Show on all the socials. I'm just there, just a typical dad making dad jokes with my dad pants, looking for lap dances. So, holla at your boy,
for some typical shit.
Hey, but Ringo, tell Leopard Predator said what's up, man.
Yeah. I actually saw her this weekend. Yeah. Shit.
Hopefully, we can link back up soon. Let's say hopefully.
I'm glad to be on the show, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm mad I missed Tony and Rashad. Maybe I can catch them next time.
But yes, as always,
coming again.
It's on the socials at FTC
UTD.
That'll work. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're off TikTok. We get that shit up. That's just that we got
really,
on
man. I had a dance, man. Oh,
you know what?
You can link that to our Instagram account, and maybe we'll do a live Friday, and it'll spotlight Ringo's TikTok dance.
Hey, okay,
He's
okay.
obviously learned a little K-pop. He wants to share, folks. So
Yeah.
we're gonna spotlight him.
Hey, I'm with it.
Well, yeah, we're glad to be back again. Make sure you subscribe to the show, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Check out our YouTube channel so you can see these faces. You can see this clear camera that Ringo got.
Say it again, Grego. These. You got to trademark it.
What, these faces?
These chocolate faces, man.
Oh yeah.
Chocolate face. I like that.
It was a coin turn.
The chocolate and the cinnamon.
Yeah, I haven't dropped the video, folks, but we got a lot of great content coming to our YouTube channel, so and our Instagram feed, and lots of things like that. So we're gonna drop it, and it's gonna sound like a Trump. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be like he's talking, everything's wonderful and excellent, huge, everything's exaggerated. So that's how excellent. You just can't stop watching the shit show. It's gonna be that fantastic.
But yeah, man. We'll be back next week with more shenanigans. But yeah, it's been real with y'all. We'll catch y'all soon for Ringo, for Coach, for Rashad, for TK. It's Grego. The coach is real. The coach is everywhere. We'll see y'all soon, and we out. Bacana,